Every single day, the average human has about 70,000 thoughts. That is a lot of information for your brain to process.
It certainly is. If you want your brain to function at its best, you have to make sure you're treating it right, knowing what to do and, more importantly, what not to do. Here are the top 5 brain drains.
Where's your nose?
64-year-old Mary Biber has to be energetic and alert to keep up with her granddaughter, June.
We spend a lot of time together.
But a few months ago, Mary started noticing memory problems.
I had been kind of forgetting everything. I had a hard time focusing to complete tasks.
Like many women her age, Mary found out she was making mistakes when it comes to her brain health. One common brain drain, multitasking.
It truly breaks down your brain at every level of organization. You can't think deep when you're doing 2 things at once.
Multitasking disrupts connections and allows for more of the stress hormone cortisol to enter the brain. Another no-no, too much technology.
We're literally building an ADHD brain by jumping back and forth through our technology, too much shifting.
Mistake 3, not getting enough good fat. A study of elderly patients found those who took 900 milligrams of an omega-3 24 weeks had significant memory improvements. Another brain drain, not getting between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night.
We need to think about setting an alarm clock to go to sleep rather than to wake up.
When you sleep, your brain clears out waste and helps consolidate memories. Research from Harvard shows people are 33% more likely to understand connections between distantly related ideas after sleeping. The last brain killer, skipping exercise.
Exercise increases blood flow to the hippocampus, which has been associated with memory functions.
And just how addicted are our brains to technology? Well, in a recent study of more than 200 people, researchers found that tweeting or checking emails on a phone were harder to resist than smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol. Technology, I tell you what, it's all around us.
No kidding.
I always have this in my hand, and it can take away from a restful night's sleep. You know, it used to be, it was just the television that we had to worry about. Now it's all sorts of technology. I know my husband sits sometimes in the middle of the night reading emails.
Is that right?
Yeah, and he's tired the next day.
Well, you know, it's not just all about getting enough sleep. Another part of being well rested is getting good quality sleep. That's something that keeps millions away from that rest every single night. Another thing is nightmares, and even worse, chronic nightmares. But have you ever wondered where they come from? Is the no spicy food before bed idea really true? Well, here's just a few myths versus truths when it comes to nightmares.
Like the one where you're being chased and your legs feel like rubber, or
the one where I'm late for class and I didn't study for a test.
Even years out of school, you might still have that one.
Maybe I forgot to get dressed or something like that.
Yeah, the old I'm naked in front of everyone dream.
There's some themes that we're not sure why, but they do recur. Mostly they're fear-based or an expectation that you haven't quite met.
Answering the question is Dr. Daniel Shade, who runs a sleep institute where patients can stay over and have their sleep studied. So, what can trigger a nightmare?
Spicy foods late at night.
Really? Can eating spicy food before bed really cause nightmares? The answer is yes.
Jalapeno pizza, something spicy, that's probably not good. It's going to interrupt your sleep in general.
According to Dr. Shade, actually any type of food kicks up your metabolism, which can make your brain more active. Does sleeping in a cold room cause nightmares? Dr. Shade's not sure if temperature really affects dreams. However,
a little bit cooler temperature seems to help a lot of people sleep better.
But he says that a room that's too cold, or too hot for that matter, is never good for sleep.
The memory of killing you will have to be enough.
What about seeing something on TV that disturbs you? We all know that can cause a bad dream.
We've been watching Dexter. So it was pretty extreme. Yeah, it was body parts found in suitcases.
So if you think something will bother you, what can you do? Let's say clowns freak you out, and snakes do too. Dr. Shade says try thinking about those things differently.
That's image rehearsal. And one of the treatments for chronic nightmares is to picture whatever is happening that is bad and put it in a different light and actually rearrange it the way you want it to be in your brain.
He also says just telling yourself you'll not have a bad dream can help. Okay, so what about alcohol? Does that affect your dreams? Dr. Shade says yes. After a few drinks, you'll dream less when you first go to bed, and then...
And people will start to have vivid dreams later on that may disrupt sleep and may have even more nightmares.
Having a fever can affect dreaming. Some medicines like blood pressure pills can cause nightmares.
I find if I don't get enough sleep at night, I'm apt to remember my dreams.
And Dr. Shade says if you get to a point where you're sleep deprived, that could cause bad dreams. He says exercise, going to bed at the same time, and not having a TV, computer, or cell phone in the bedroom will lead to better sleep. Finally, is it true faces you see in dreams are ones you've seen in your awake life? He says, not necessarily.
One of the goals of sleep is to strengthen some memories, and another goal of sleep is to get rid of connections that you no longer need. So a face you may have recognized, it may have been one you've seen and it's just tucked away somewhere, or it may be nothing.
Now, experts say it's a good idea to talk about specific nightmares with a professional. Oftentimes, a nightmare has a symbolic connection to problems in a person's waking life, and talking about those dreams can actually lead to the realization of some underlying mental or emotional issues.
Wow,
That's
very
something.
interesting. Well, talk about emotional. I am so excited because today on Delmarva Life, we're talking to music legend Bryan Adams. He'll tell us what it's like to release his first studio album in 6 years and find out why music isn't his only talent.
Speaking of talents, you can show yours off this weekend and decorate a pumpkin at the Greensboro Autumn Fest. You can also listen to some music, check out some cool Halloween costumes, and grab a delicious bite to eat.
Plus, we'll be making some delicious food of our own in the Delmarva Life kitchen, bacon cheddar empanadas. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.